Well, look at that. It's Mr. Kevin Doncaster, founder of WarHawk PTSD Service Dogs. What's the latest, brother?
It was a great weekend. Spent time with Tate Holterman and his brand new dog, Ghost. And we got to see some great friends and family and former colleagues in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, which was pretty important considering all that happened in that town of Bartlesville and the neighboring town, Barnsdall. As you know, tornadoes have hit, and a lot of people were impacted.
Yeah, tornadoes there where I live. Tornadoes hit in Iowa. It's been a pretty rough spring so far for a lot of folks through Tornado Alley, which I never thought we were a part of, but I guess we are now. But it's good that not just that you can get down there, but I think that it's people can see that the support is there, and just from a psychological standpoint, I'm sure that you were able to do a lot of good.
Well, no question. And, we originally had this breakfast fundraiser with the Elks Lodge. Chris Rainwater set us up with that a while ago. And, the storms hit on Monday, and it was a pretty brutal storm system that came through everywhere from Texas all the way up to Iowa. And, we made a conscious decision as a board to say, hey, look, we can't in good faith just go in and ask people that have just been devastated to raise money for dogs when people are just trying to get the bare necessities right now. It's going to take months to restore and repair those two towns. So we made the decision to just pour 100% of all funds that we raised right back into that community. And that's what we did.
What was the atmosphere from other people that you were getting back? What kind of feedback were you getting while you were there?
Well, first of all, you've met Lacey. They got to meet another dog, Ghost, Tate Holterman's dog that we just completed about a week ago. And first of all, everyone was happy to see Lacey. And you know that Lacey can work for anyone. And we call her the people's service dog for a reason. She's the only dog that we trained to show the public just what the power of our program is. And so she can literally work for anyone. She got a lot of attention. She also ate a lot of bacon. Because that was one of the things they had there. And everyone kept asking, is it okay? Can we feed her bacon? I said, yeah, she loves bacon. It's cool.
Well, I'm curious, though. I can understand that, did Lacey pay the price for all the bacon, but did you pay the price for Lacey eating all that bacon?
Man. There's no question. She spent the rest of the day a little, I would call it a meat coma for her. But yeah, the atmosphere, it was really good. These people are very resilient. They're rebuilding. And even though they had just been devastated, they were just so glad to show up and support us. And then they heard the announcement that we were going to pour it right back into that community. I think it impressed them, but it's the right thing to do. We're not here for fake internet points. We're not here to do anything other than what we stand for. And we provisioned a thing called Random Acts of Kindness a long time ago so that we, even though we're a service dog organization, we can go above the dogs and we can just pour right back into people's lives, and everyday people. And so it's a good thing all around. And I hope it creates more momentum for us as we finish out the year strong. We got a long way to go. We still have 5 more dogs to complete. And I know that the community will continue to rally behind us.
With Ghost getting to where he was going, where does that take the total now? Where are you at with how many dogs you've delivered?
56 dogs in 22 states.
How about that?
Yeah, Ghost is a really special dog. We partnered with Joint Forces Canine at Asylum Springs, Arkansas, because of the close proximity to where Tate lived. And it's the first time we've ever had an opportunity to work with those folks. And I think that we hit a home run. I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish, not just as an organization, but also for Tate. And, that dog was essentially secured and the whole deal was done in less than 36 hours from talking to Tate. It took several months to train the dog and get Tate lined out to where he could be successful as a handler going forward. And just being able to get to meet him, because I had to rely on J.R. Becker to see this thing through. But getting to meet Tate, getting to meet his mom, Brooke, and getting to do it over Mother's Day weekend, it was a special moment for me. I've long preached that I don't think we as men could be as great as we are with an even greater woman behind us. And for me, that woman has always been my mom. You know, she's dealt with four sons. All of us have served in the military. Two of us have been in combat. All three of us have been deployed, and I remember my mom going from strawberry blonde hair to white overnight, it seemed like. And, what a great weekend to just show support for the Bartlesville and Barnesdall community, but also get to see a dog through to completion for a very important guy. And, Tate gave me a very special gift. I make no qualms about it. I grew up very poor, never owned a very expensive pair of shoes. This guy, he went and bought me a custom made pair of boots that are all handmade called Tecovas. And he handed them to me as a thank you. And I struggled with that gift, Todd, because it's not just me that made this thing happen. It's the whole community. It's the community that we affectionately refer to as WarHawk Nation. They made this happen. And without the love and support of that community, Tate wouldn't have a dog right now. So he's blessing me. And I told his mom, I don't feel good about some guy buying me a very expensive gift. She goes, "Well, how did you receive your dog?" Oh, here we go. And she goes, what is it, the message that you said about how you receive your dog? That man told me that I'm not allowed to rob a man of his blessing. And so I accepted very humbly this awesome gift from Tate. And I got to tell you, those boots fit like a glove, man. They're amazing. And it's an honor. It's an honor. But I'm more proud of the community that has supported me since day one. And that's Warhawk Nation.
The reality of what this organization does is it's saving lives. And we wanted to make sure that we highlighted this point because you and I had talked, over the years about this, that there has been times that someone waiting to get a dog did not make it. However, we can take a look at all of the recipients of dogs, and we can proudly say those recipients are all still with us. So just that stat in itself talks about how much impact that this organization and this program and all of the folks that contribute and donate, just the difference that that's making.
There's no question. And in a lot of cases, too, Todd, there's times where people aren't ready to get a dog. And so we've partnered with organizations like Stormwalker Ranch and Ray of Hope Ranch, all these different entities that can help get people who have been through trauma the help that they need. We have people that volunteer that are professionals in the mental health arena with therapy. We have so many resources at our disposal because we knew we couldn't be all things to all people, and we can get them the help that they need until we can get that dog ready for them or get them in a position to really even receive a dog. This is not just a privilege. It's like driving a car. It's a responsibility. And being a professional handler is what these recipients have to become. And so to get them in that right headspace, to get them to the point where they can be successful and we can be successful with them, it takes a lot of work. And it doesn't happen without those strategic alliances that we've built over the last 5+ years.
Well, I think that it's a great story from over the weekend, and the difference that you were able to make there, and also the difference I believe that people were able to make for you. And I'm not just talking about the boots, because I've been around you when you come back from an event, and these things energize you, and
They
they
do.
kind of reinvigorate everything about you and why it's like your why, and it just refills the tank.
There's no question, and we need it right now more than ever. We're going into that big event that we have every year, and as you know, last year we had our first Chords for Canine. It's a concert and a benefit for our charity, and we're going to go into year two. And COVID really disrupted our ability to have that event year over year. We started out in 2019. We call it the All American Patriot Bash, and then we were just out of the water for 3 years and just scrambling to be able to have events and fundraise. And Courts for Canine was a huge success last year, and it's going to be another success this year. And so you're right. I am charged up. I am re-energized, and I'm excited about what the future holds.
Well, let's talk just real briefly here, Kevin, about WarHawk Weekly coming back. It's going to look a little different than it did before. If people remember what we were doing before, this is going to have a little bit of a different feel. You're not going to be on every episode. Chances are high that you'll be able to see my smiling face on every episode, and we'll see how that works out. But I'm I'm thrilled that you asked me to do this and asked me to be a part of it. And we are going to be talking with different vets. We're going to be talking with different supporters of the military, getting some different stories. And we want to hear your stories. If you're listening or watching and you have a story to tell, we'd love to be able to hear it. So we are going to get you that contact information. You can just send us an email. We'll put it down in the show notes so you'll be able to see it there. But this is going to grow. It's going to evolve, as I tell everyone, because I'm a podcast producer. I produce these for a number of different businesses. And what I tell everyone is the first one you do is going to be the worst one you do. And you just have to be willing to go through it. So that's going to be part of what we're doing. Is it's going to be a learning process. I don't know what this is going to become, but we're going to find out. We're going to walk that journey. And I'm thrilled to be a part of this. And I also hope that if you're watching or you're listening, we would love for you to be a part of it too. I'm still not completely familiar with this, so I'm going to learn a little bit about this at the same time everyone else is. You had these coins made.
That's right.
And tell me about these. What is this?
Well, the idea is, and there's only 100 of them, and there's less than 100 now because I handed out quite a few when I was in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. But the point of these coins is it's a challenge coin. And the challenge is twofold. One, I want them to make a donation. We haven't decided what that donation looks like yet. But two, it's about what WarHawk Weekly is going to evolve into. It's about honoring and preserving veteran heritage. And so if you donate and then if you interview a veteran on this platform, we're going to air it and we're going to essentially memorialize that veteran and all that they've been through, whatever they want to share. Not all vets are like me where they're going to share everything fully transparently, but we want to honor our veteran heritage. And I'm ready to shift the focus off Kevin Doncaster and start telling other veteran stories and using this platform to do it. And so if you accomplish those two things, you interview one veteran and you make a donation to our service dog organization, you're going to get a coin personally from me.
That thing about not wanting to talk about it, that is not something that's unique to this generation. This goes back a long time.
Long time.
My grandfather on my father's side, he was a gunner in the Pacific in World War II for the Navy. There was only one time that I got him to talk about it, even a little bit, and he didn't say very much, but he talked about it a little bit and told me about how he'd be inside this gun turret, and after a battle was over, he would pick up 2 5-gallon buckets full of shrapnel and casings and all of this other stuff to clean everything up again, and nothing ever hit him. He said he could hear him bouncing around inside the turret, and nothing ever hit him. And it just, I would have loved for him to tell more of that story, but that he wasn't going to talk. He wasn't going to tell it, and that's. I have a feeling that even the previous generations to that were the exact same way.
I think it's important that people understand, I've always said that I struggle with hearing the words, thank you for your service. And I think it's because people say it almost out of obligation and not necessarily because they mean it. And I know a lot of people do mean it, but here's the point to what you're saying. Some folks just aren't going to be able to talk about that stuff, and that's okay. If you really want to thank a veteran for their service, invest in them and what they're doing today. Ask them what they do today. Hey, what did you do? Kevin was a radio operator. Today, I work in a food manufacturing plant, and I believe in leadership, and I coach and mentor so many different people, and And I just try to find a way to be positive and to lift somebody up every single day. That taking an interest in what I'm doing today and not so much about what I did, when sometimes people can't really talk about those things that they've been through, that's the way to thank someone for their service. And, we're about to roll into Memorial Day weekend. And that's an even tougher time for veterans because we remember the fallen. It's not a Veterans Day. You don't thank veterans for their service on such a solemn day. You just honor and remember the sacrifice and why you and I, Todd, have the freedoms that we have today.
It's WarHawk Weekly. We're glad to be back, and I'm excited to find out what this becomes. So, love to hear feedback, other than how bad I need a haircut right now, because I know. But we'll just start pumping these things out, and we're going to hear some stories. And if you know someone we would love that would like to be a part of this, a veteran that would either want to be on, or maybe you just have a story to tell of someone that you want to remember. And as you talked about it, Kevin, memorialize that person and to make sure that we all remember who they were and the ones that aren't with us anymore. We'd love to tell those stories too. So we want to hear those. Let us know, and we'll use this platform to be able to do that. Grateful for you, sir. Thank you very much. We'll get you on many times, I'm sure, but keep us updated, and we're going to keep pumping out all the information we can right here on WarHawk Weekly.